to everybody and their neighbor. Welcome back to Gear and Gigs. I'm your host, Jet Stone. So glad you guys could stop by today. We got kind of a special show. It's a game. We're going to let Reg play. My good bud Reg is here with me. And we're going to let him do a little guessing game. See if he can identify a bass without seeing me or the bass, just by asking 20 questions. So let's start the game. Hey everybody, welcome to Guess the Bass with your host Jet Stone here. We've got Reggie Elson, bass expert and self-professed bass expert. Gonna try.
Wow. Okay, so you're digging me a hole before
I haven't undersold you, have I? Okay, all right. So we're gonna do a little something here with Guess the Bass. Now he's got 20 questions, and the questions can be yes, no. Or you can ask me to do something on the bass, or you can ask me a specific question about the bass.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. And you don't have to guess the color, although that is a bonus if you can guess the color.
That might be easier than you think. Go ahead.
All right. So
I'm ready. Let it out.
And you have to use some of your 20 to get any sounds from the bass. Go.
Some of my 20. Oh, so I have to ask a question first?
You have to ask me to do something if you want to hear something.
Okay, play some bass.
What?
Oh, just play some.
Where would you like whatever controls there are to be?
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess. All right, let's ask this question first. Is it a 1 or 2 pickup bass?
It is a 2 pickup bass.
A 2 pickup bass. Okay, then I would like
narrowed quite a bit out of the right out of the gate.
But now we're just going to go with the neck pickup.
Neck pickup, okay. Neck pickup.
And tone all the way open on the bass, assuming it's not active. If it's active, just roll it all flat.
Okay.
And if it's not, then just tone wide open, volume wide open, play something.
Okay. All right. Let's see. That would be. I'm sorry. You said neck pickup, correct? Neck pickup.
Yes, neck pickup.
Neck pickup. All right. All right. I'm going to turn off my microphone because you get a little clicky click.
Okay. Interesting.
And I got some echo happening here. I've got to get rid
I heard that. I liked it, but interesting because it's because I'm never going to guess what this is because it can't be what I think it is. So
well, that seemed inappropriate though, right there. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. Yep.
Okay, well, it's got a little clank to it. It's got a lot of bottom. I mean, it's not a rig. I don't believe it's a rig. So I'm
using my fingers.
I should be asking questions, right?
I was playing with my fingers.
We're playing with your fingers, which
bass pickup.
Fine. If people want to play with their fingers, that's just fine. Play with their toes.
I'm going to continue to play with my fingers until you tell me to stop. Here we go.
So okay, so it's a 2 pickup bass. Is it an active bass?
It is an active bass.
All right, you know what? I should have started off with this question. So I don't know what number I'm up to right now, but is this a bass that has been in your studio since I would know in any amount of time that I would know it?
This is question 3, and the answer would be no.
Okay, that was my fears that you've got that and got some crazy new bass. Is like, well, okay, all right, but not a surprise, which is why I remembered early on to ask it. Okay, so it's a fairly new bass. It's not something I'm familiar with in your studio. It's active and it has at least 2 pickups. Okay,
that's correct, sir.
I mean, now if I just take a stab at a guess, would that just count as a question number 4? And if I'm wrong,
of course it would. No, it would count as
is it some kind of like high-end Yamaha maybe? Yamaha.
It is not a Yamaha bass.
It's not a Yamaha bass. Okay. Because sometimes they can kind of sound a little like a P bass or a little bit like a ring.
Absolutely. I've always wanted one of the BB300s or BB3000. Which
right?
Is
whatever one. I don't know the models. I just know
but this is not.
They're good stuff. It's pretty good.
A Billy Sheehan bass would be
Billy Sheehan. I don't like the scallop frets.
It's only on a few frets though.
Yeah.
It's only on the type 4, I think, or something.
I don't want them. I'd fill them in with Play-Doh. Different colored Play-Doh.
Yeah, well, not everybody has Play-Doh laying around like you do, man.
No, they don't. I mean, that's fine. Not everybody should have Play-Doh laying around. All right, so that's 4. Okay.
Be careful, you're on camera, there, nose boy.
Do the okay. Yeah. Do me the. Oh, you're still that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You're on camera. You're the only thing they can look at right now.
That's cheap shot right there,
Right.
bro. Okay.
Right.
All right. Roll the bridge pickup up now, and
Okay.
all bridge, and
All
since
bridge.
it's active, go ahead and take the. Is it 3-band?
No, it's a 2-band.
2-band. Okay. If it's a 2-band, still don't do anything. I was going to say, if it was a 3-band, if it was an active, I would usually roll the mids up just a tiny bit.
Okay.
So then that
leave
would-
it passive. You nothing rolled in, and you would just want to hear the bridge pickup. Okay.
Right. Uh-huh.
Oh, hang on. Let me take off my mic.
I thought this was going to be hard, but I really didn't realize just how hard. It's very, very difficult because it's, really a bass is a bass is a bass. Except for those, and it's weird. Like if you know Geddy Lee is playing a Rick, then you go, oh yeah, it sounds like a Rick. But then you listen to another song and you go, yep, that's that Rick, and it's a jazz bass, right? So
Right. Absolutely.
it's tricky. It's like that sounds like Geddy. You kind of sound like Jet somehow. I'm not sure how that works. Gee whiz. Okay, this is question 5.
Question 5.
Question 5. It is a 4-string.
Oh, no, this is question. Yeah, 5. Okay, go ahead. It might be 6, but we're going to call it 5 anyway, so it's 5. Question 5.
Question
Did
5.
you ask if it was a 4-string?
It's a 4-string. Yeah.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
That's question 4. 5. I mean, yes, it is a 4-string.
It is a 4-string. Okay. Is the brand of this bass in the what would be generally accepted most popular brands for bass guitars?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. How do I? Well, no.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's something. All right. That was 6, right?
That was 6.
Okay. Here comes 7. Is this something that might have come from the Sanctuary?
Might have,
Yeah.
or did it?
Or did it? Did it?
Might it have come from the Sanctuary? No, I don't think so.
It did not. So this is probably something that you got trading other gear, kind of all your crazy.
I'm not sure why the provenance of it is that critical, but
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Okay. You may
It
make
really
your
is.
guesses as you
I'm
will.
just wasting questions because I'm trying to think of a good one.
right.
Holy moly. Okay, it's a 4-string active bass with 2 pickups.
Uh-huh.
It's a 2-band EQ.
Uh-huh.
Is it some kind of this is number 7?
This is number 8.
This will be number 8. Okay, this is number 8. Is it some kind of Stingray or bongo, like Music Man type of bass?
It is not a Stingray or a bongo bass.
Okay.
Although I'd love to have a bongo.
Toilet seat cover bass? I just, you know what? Every single one I've ever played was awesome. I just can't get past the shape.
It does look a little.
It's just, I just can't. And I've owned a couple of Stingrays and I love the shape of the Stingray. I love everything about the
I
Stingray.
have a Stingray. I have a
Yes,
nice
you
Stingray.
do. You have a Stingray. I've had a couple.
I'd like a bongo. I like them. I don't know if I'd play it out live, but I like it.
You'd have it just to have it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's nice for the studio to pull things out.
Yeah. Like, hey, I got a 5-string bongo here. It's like, well, I got a 2-headed bongo right there. Okay. This will be question number 9. Now I'm starting to get down to the nitty gritty.
Really
I
is.
gotta really think about this before I go,
Willy-nilly.
That's exactly the term, willy-nilly. You don't want to go willy-nilly at this level.
At the nitty-gritty.
Okay. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Is it a boutique brand?
Oh, well, I define boutique brand.
Okay, non-boutique would be major manufacturers that have factories and sell thousands and thousands of each one. Every Rick, Fender, Gibson, Music Man, Yamaha, all these,
Okay,
and,
it's
and
not.
many
It's,
other brands.
it's not one of those kind of companies.
Okay, so it is a smaller company.
Yeah.
Now, I know Paul Reed Smith makes basses too, but I just don't see that. Although I'd be a fool not to. It's not a PRS, is it?
Is that question 10 right
Yeah,
there?
that's question 10. 9. This is 9.
No, that was 9 was the, is it a big brain?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, 10.
10. Is it a oh man, no.
It's not. Okay. See, now I'm just trying the process of elimination, which is
Good guess, although they're almost a major manufacturer, really,
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is like but they don't make a lot of basses.
That's true. Ooh, free sounds.
Oh man. See, because now the only questions I can think of to ask is it one of these? Is it one of these? Is it
Well,
one
you could, or don't forget, you can hear sounds with questions. It's interesting that that's not the thing you're using mostly. You would think, oh, well, I just have to listen to it and I'll know, but you're not going, I need to hear it. You're going, I want to ask questions about it to narrow it down. It's interesting.
Right, because I've heard it a few times. It's like, well, it's a familiar sound, but then
You haven't heard it with the active yet. You haven't heard it with the active yet.
True enough. You didn't get enough. Is it another alembic?
That is question 11.
Yes.
It is not.
It is not. So I've now gone over the halfway mark, and I'm nowhere. All right. Yeah, because I don't think engaging active electrics will really help me much.
Well, I might in this case.
All right. I tell you what. Why don't you tweak it and tell me what you're doing and what you're using, what pickups, what combination, and where the EQ is.
Interesting.
Then play something. How about that? That's a request. I should be able to get a couple of requests.
Okay. Well, I'll put the I've got a treble and a bass EQ, so I'll put them in the middle.
Okay.
And I'll turn the active EQ on, and I'll put the pickups. I'll put them both on.
Okay.
Okay.
Full on.
Yeah, full on.
So it's a pickup selector switch, no separate volumes.
It's neither one of those things.
Neither one of those things.
Let me turn off my mic so you don't hear the mic string stuff. So that's
I'm still getting the same impression. It's like
active EQ in the middle. Now I'm going to roll the bass up and down, and then the treble up and down. So if I was going to play it with that engaged, I would probably, and I'd go favor the bridge pickup a hair, I'd probably sound more like.
Okay, so question 12.
All right.
It doesn't have a three-way pickup selector. It doesn't have individual volume. Therefore, it must be a fader, not a fader knob.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Does that narrow it down?
It gives me. All right, here we go. What will be the next one? Is this 14 coming up?
No, I think you're on 13.
13. Okay. Is it some sort of Warwick bass?
Oh, good guess. No.
Spectre.
No.
Okay.
Oh, right into 14. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Because to me, those two are very similar. I know people that play them would argue that's not true, but I don't play them, so I can group them together.
I feel like I might have to give you a hint. If
Yeah,
you get
I
down to
love
the
the hint.
last,
Oh, give me a hint. Yes, give me a hint. Woohoo!
at the
Hint
last,
time.
down to the last three, I'll give you a hint.
All right, so I got a couple more on my own.
Yeah. Actually, I'll give you a hint right now.
Okay, give me a free hint.
Played in particular by a couple of very famous bass players, one of which is known as one of the best bass players. The other one is way more successful financially, I'm guessing.
Is it a wall bass?
No, but that's a good guess. 5 left. Wow.
And more hints to come.
At least one more.
At least one more, at least two more hints. Okay. So it's
Tension is palpable in the room, ladies and gentlemen.
volume, a fader, a bass, and a treble, and some kind of switch to turn the active on and off. Okay, here comes question number 16. Is this 16? All right, so to confirm, we got a volume, we got a pickup fader, we got a bass and a treble active controls, and some kind of switch to engage or disengage those.
Correct.
Is there then a fifth knob for passive volume, or does passive volume, when active is off, fall to one of the active knobs?
Yes.
Okay. So it's 4 knobs and one switch.
Well, no, it's not 4 knobs. It's 5 knobs.
5 knobs. Got volume, pickup fader, and then bass and treble. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's the other. This is the last hint I'll ask for. You are free to offer them after this, though.
Thanks.
Well, I just want to leave. I want to leave things open, just in case.
Right, I appreciate it. That's
Right.
very
Okay.
cool.
So, what does the 5th knob do?
The 5th knob is the selector for active modes.
Oh, so it's not a switch. It's actually another knob. So there is no switch. It's just 5 knobs.
That's correct.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I should get that one back because I was under the impression.
Well, it's sort of 5 knobs.
Switch.
It's not exactly 5.
One of them looks like a knob, but it's a switch.
No, it isn't so much that. Technically there's 5 knobs, but in some ways there's not. You'll have to really concentrate to figure that one out.
I'm already kind of getting to the limits of where I can even go with
How did he die? Well, his brain exploded trying to figure out something. I don't really want to talk about it.
Well, the reason I'm so big on the pickups and the knobs and the layout and all that kind of thing is because when I process different basses of ones that I know anyway, that's the first thing that I kind of, other than what it looks like, what it feels like, sounds like, and whatnot, is what's the layout? What's it got? Sure. Is it blue?
I don't think.
Yeah, I realize this is number 18. Is it blue? Figure I'd go for the bonus just in case.
I don't think you want to ask that. I think you want to ask, does it have any particularly special features?
Let me ask you this. Does it have any particular special features?
Wow. Well, that's insightful. It's amazing you would ask that. I can think of one that might be interesting. It does this. We recognize that as the low string there. But
it has a drop D on it, or whatever you drop it to. One of those little levers by the nut.
Good sustain. No compressor.
So what does it drop to? the low D.
I know.
It's Jet. This is the freaking hardest game you've ever made me play. Even the game shows, as hard as they are not this difficult. How do I turn your camera back on? Because I think it's at question 19 you get to peek. You get some kind of like don't show me the headstock or anything like that, but like just which will blow the color.
What question are we at? Are we at 18?
19. We're at 19 right now.
Okay, 19. Okay, I'm gonna give you a hint. Big hint. Huge hint.
I need a massive hint.
I'm showing you the headstock right now.
Oh. If I can't do it with the headstock, then I can't do it.
No, I'm showing you the headstock.
Well, but I can't see it.
Uh-huh. That's correct. But nonetheless.
Did you get a Cheyenne? Is it a Rick Cheyenne?
No. That would have been a good choice, though.
Question 20. Is it American Deluxe P-Bass?
It is not an American Deluxe.
Oh, that was 20. All right, you got to tell me now. I lost. I'm a loser.
I'm sad. I'm sad.
You're sad. I'm about to lose my freaking mind.
Okay, so here I'll give you a hint. It's yeller.
It's some kind of.
Not too many basses have been that color yellow, and that's production yellow.
Some kind of Gibson.
Oh no. I'll give you another hint. It's not a Fender, but it was made by the Fender Custom Shop. What? Ooh, man, mind is like fluttering. What's going on? I can't decide.
Reveal. Is that a Kubicki or what is it?
It is a Kubicki Factor bass. That is correct, sir. It is a Kubicki Factor with the.
I would have never freaking ever gotten there, no matter what.
And so it's an actual D. It's not a tuned down D. You got the frets, which is like.
Oh, you got frets below. Oh, that's freaking.
So it's actually a D. It's a real fat regular D, and yeah, it's so cool.
And then everything else is tuned like a normal.
Just like a regular thing, yeah. And it's all this little wheel thing, and they're concentric knobs. That's why I was like, well, there's 5 knobs, but they're concentric, so.
Right.
And this is actually a multi-position switch. So there's passive, active 1, active 2, which is louder, I think. It's got like a boost, and then off.
Yeah, those are kind of cool. I got to say, I've never had a Kubicki. I don't think I've ever played one.
I've always wanted one. I've always liked them. I thought the neck is sweet, super sweet. They're a different sound. That's why I was playing some of that kind of Rio stuff, because they have a real lower mid kind of a presence, almost like a Waller Steinberg or something. That really in a mix sounds kind of dull by itself. But in a mix, it's just like the bass notes.
Well, that's what I noticed. It had a very clear bottom, right? There's a lot of clarity in the low end, but it also had that little bit of clank up top, right?
Just a little bit. Well, once again, let me turn my mic off. Sustain. It's really surprising for a headless instrument that's not thick, particularly not heavy. It's just sustained like crazy. No compression, no EQ, just just itself. It's pretty cool. I've always wanted one.
Now you can cross that one off the list.
Yeah, Corvette Yellow or whatever they called it, but yeah. Plus, to me, that's a cool way to do the D. That's like, okay, that's genuine D. I'm not tuning down the strings at the same regular tension that it's supposed to be, which is great. It doesn't feel floppy or weird. And I think that makes it comes out a lot clearer than D's do when they're tuned down.
Yeah, I never was a big fan of tuning down like an E string to anything below an E, but as you know, on the Cheyenne, the D string is a 125. It's a B string essentially, so it's actually tuned up. It's dialed up to D from E.
Right. It's so low when you play it on here that these strings you have to be careful not to ring out sympathetically because your hand's not over them because it's way down here, so they're just kind of hanging. So you kind of like have to like kind of drag your pinky over there to kind of like just kind of settle them down. But Stu Ham is the guy I was talking about.
Okay.
And then Taylor in the Duran Duran. So that's the show for today. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. So glad you could hang out with us and play the guessing game. Hope you guessed too. If you guessed right, put it in the comments. We're not going to believe you.
Here's the thing, okay? I'm not putting anybody down because I am absolutely sure that somebody, but like as soon as you started playing it, and one or two questions in was like, that could be a Kubicki, right?
That's a Kubicki right? I sold to Jet. I can tell.
That guy for sure, right?
He knew,
but maybe one or two other people. But that really, I mean, and I'm not a space expert by any means. I know
expert.
I know things about Vader, but
we started the show with the announcement that you were a self-professed.
I believe you made that announcement.
But graphics came up and everything. I mean,
are you kidding? Oh my God, how does this stuff even happen?
There was a seal, like a certificate. Was that all fake?
Holy crap.
My God, I hadn't. Wow, I really thought you. Ladies and gentlemen, the management would like to sincerely apologize for any bass expert scamming that may have gone on throughout this video. As it turns out, our bass expert was in fact
knows nothing about bass.
Turns out he's actually
not a thing.
Those are ceramic artists from Phoenix. We've never met before. He has no idea what we're doing. He accidentally got into the wrong Zoom chat room, and
I know the difference between a broom and a mop.
Of course, you do have several basses and bass amps behind you that does deny your complete lack of knowledge. But
see, that could be a decoy, right?
Yeah. Well done, and all the Beatles memorabilia. Well done. Well, anyway, thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Gear and Gigs.
That was fun.
For Reggie Elson, I'm Jet Stone. You guys take care. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Gear and Gigs. We will see you the next time, and we'll have something just as fun. Make sure you like and subscribe, tell your friends, pass it along, get the word out. Gear and Gigs. It's great tone for you and your neighbor.